Hi, I'm Deborah DeLisi and I'm an artist. I live near the beach in Southern California and I go here for many reflective walks. Today I was down here and as you can see, my beach is full of stones. But if you take the time and look at these stones, they will teach you many lessons that are filled with remarkable beauty. And looking at the beach, it doesn't look like a very inviting place for life to thrive, for plants, but yet you can always put down roots in the most challenging circumstances and find a place where perhaps you can even blossom into something beautiful. Walking this beach with a curious eye and the perspective of being a student, I see what I can learn. I bring home stones and they teach me. The ocean can make the stones very smooth, but it can also tear them apart. Not all the stones I find are in one piece, and this one had a gash missing out of it, and it had a chip off the bottom. But yet there was something about it that spoke to me. I brought it home, and I sat it on my shelf for a number of months just looking at it. I knew it was going to teach me something, but I didn't know what it was until one day I realized this stone has a scar, and much like people, much like many of us, sometimes it's our scars that make us more beautiful, isn't it? Don't feel you have to hide your scars. On this stone, I made a beautiful sun coming out of the place where the scar existed. This stone taught me that when we're broken, when we have scars, don't run from them. Will others see us, perhaps in a different way, because of our scars? I think so. A lot of stones are broken in half, and when they break, they have rough edges on the bottom, but in time, they eventually get smoothed out. And what that does is it allows them to stand up and become upright stones. I call these standing stones. And I love the teaching that they give because when we're broken, it's kind of natural to know that our rough edges are kind of jagged and they hurt and we can't stand up and we lay low. But in time, when those edges become smooth and we stand up, we become taller. And in standing upright and claiming our brokenness, perhaps again we become beautiful in just exactly who we are. I started walking the beach in late 2014 after the death of my daughter, and I would see stones like this, and I saw faces in them. I brought them home to turn them into friends because those were the only people I really felt like talking to were the ones that really couldn't respond to me. And so this was the very first one that I made with the stone that I found on the beach. What I learned was that sometimes you just want people to sit and listen to you and be heard, and you don't always want problem solving and advice as a response. And I made Aquila, that was my first stone. And the beach gave me another stone. This one came with its own face. And I named it Wilson after the volleyball in the Tom Hanks movie Castaway. And Wilson was his friend the entire movie. And Wilson would sit next to me while I cried about the loss of my daughter. We are Homo symbolicus. We love symbols. We love to use our imagination, combine it with spirituality, and find meaning in the symbols and the things around us. And the beach definitely gives us heart-shaped stones. So when we find these, when we're walking on the beach, what does it mean? Well, what it does is it gives us hope. It gives us hope that someone is thinking of you, that love is there for you. It's a beautiful, beautiful message from nature. And of course, I like to, as an artist, embellish it and make it even grander. And that's what I do. And I welcome you to express your love in the biggest way possible. Sometimes the beach will show you the shape of a stone that's so bizarre you can't know what to do with it, but you can't look away either. You gotta have it. And so this stone came home with me. And it had this crazy knobby shape up on the top. And every angle I looked at it, I saw nothing until one day I saw that that knobby shape was a face, and it was a lady's face. And there's two little children off to the left. And I realized this stone was for me because this stone actually is me. I'm the mom, and there's my golden heart. And those are my two daughters that I love so much, one here on earth and one in heaven. And that's my favorite stone, and that will stay with me for the rest of my life. And just like life, sometimes the beach will give you surprises so obvious and so right there present in front of you that you just cannot believe what you're seeing. And that's exactly what happened when I found a stone that was shaped like an L, and I looked around me and I found the other letters and it spelled love. And I put it on the beach and I left it there, and maybe someone who came behind me found it. Thank you for visiting the beach with me today. And more than that, when you're out in nature, walking around, look and see what the lessons are. Be a student. Look with the eyes, because nature is the best teacher there is. Thank you for visiting with me today. Bye bye.